the design of every app is to be as right as possible. So right that you don't want to wait 0.01 seconds for the next page to load. It has to load at your command, at your will, when you want it. Now, if you spend 2 to 4 hours a day on that, living in a world that is right, that's responding to every command and whim, and then you go out into the real world where it's not right, it's not responding to you, you're not getting likes, you're not getting what you want.
You're not getting your way.
You're not getting your way. You're going to be frustrated.
So your threshold
So you can imagine, this is my hypothesis, that one of the big reasons we are seeing fragility is not just because, and people have talked about technology in terms of what it does to emotions, and I think all those are very valid, but I think there's a deeper, there was a famous theorist called Marshall McLuhan who said famously in the 60s that the media is the message. What he meant was, see, when you watch television, it's not necessarily the content that's the issue. It's the fact that now you're watching something. When you went online, it's not necessarily the content that's the issue. It's the fact that you can browse 100 times, a million times a second. So the media itself shapes our minds, you know. And I think that's what the internet and smartphone is doing. It is shaping young people's minds to become less resilient, to be more protected from wrong, as you said. And by the way, I think I'm glad you brought this whole topic up, Sundeep, because both in physical medicine and in psychiatry, there are many instances when wrong makes right. For example, if a child grows up in an environment that is just right, no germs, no dirt, no bacteria, what happens to them?
They're probably like prone to the most attack.
That's right. They get more asthma, more eczema. And
you see that now with all the allergies
system,
coming up, right? Like the peanut allergies.
So same thing for the mind. If you face no issues, if the world and the computer responds to you beautifully, and you step out for the first time, you can't handle it.
So it's that landscape which is just too perfect.
Too perfect,
and
too ideal.
Society isn't.
Not at all, because humans are humans.
But don't you feel this idea of creating the internet and creating social media was to actually create an idea of community? And humans thrive in the community setup, right? When humans can interact, can ideate together, can build a sort of an environment where they can thrive together. Isn't that the idea of taking that and building it on online? And as a result, we did that. But it looks like that plan backfired because it's only playing to the other side of human emotions, which are not healthy for us.
We had both those sides. The difference is that social media is to the mind what sugar is to the body. We always desired sweet. In other words, we're evolutionarily engineered to want sweet. And until we invented sugar, that was not a problem. The moment we invented sugar, our receptors went insane. We've always desired connection. We always want to know what our neighbors are doing. We always want to be seen as best among our peers. That's a human desire, has been from the beginning of time. What social media technology did was hijack those parts of the brain and have, just like sugar is destroying our body, it's destroying our minds now.
For a quick dose of happiness or feeling right.
No, leveraging the same evolutionary systems that are designed to protect us.
But it's breaking us
Your
down.
desire for sugar is needed. My desire for connection, your desire for connection is needed. It's that same healthy desire for connection that has been hijacked by technology and amplified into this insane thing.
Okay. I want to get back to this idea of wrong, right? Because see, wrong also can be perceived as loss, right? Loss does manifest sometimes as why me, right? As I told you earlier, why me? Why does this happen? So do you feel more and more now, this kind of plays into what you just said, the idea of resilience and the idea of having something perfect, but I can't deal with anything which is against me because why me, right? Do you see more and more people nowadays trying, and as a collective society, becoming this bunch of people trying to play the victim card?
I wouldn't say people are playing the victim card, but I do think that, again, it goes to what we talked about in terms of technology making the world right. I think parents and society, institutions in general, have, and with good reason, tried to police society so that the most marginalized and the most vulnerable amongst us are not hurt.
Okay.
That is a good intention. But when that intention escalates to the extent where it says to the individual that, listen, when you're hurt, the first thing you do is not ask what you can do, but ask what should change about the environment. That's what's happening now. If a person is hurt, they're saying, look, this has to change around me. Now, there's a balance, obviously. Society should make adjustments, but individuals need to learn to cope. I think you're right. In many quarters, we've lost that balance. And when we lose that balance, we create a world of victims who are taught to believe that when something is difficult, you complain to somebody, you get something to change around you, but you don't do anything. And obviously, that's something we don't want.